She was just days away from celebrating her wedding shower. Liese Dodd, a 22-year-old woman full of dreams, was looking forward to a future of love and family. Instead, she became the victim of one of the most brutal domestic murders in recent memory. Her fiancé, the man she trusted most, would be accused of committing an unspeakable crime. This is the story of love turned into horror and the fight for justice for Liese Dodd. Alton, Illinois, a small Midwestern town along the Mississippi River. Known for its historic streets and quiet neighborhoods, it wasn't the kind of place where headlines about gruesome murders often appeared. Liese Dodd grew up here. Friends described her as kind, bubbly, and deeply compassionate. She loved animals, adored her family, and dreamed of one day working in healthcare. In early 2022, she was engaged to 22-year-old Deandrea Holloway. On the outside, the couple seemed happy, planning their wedding, posting about milestones, and preparing for the future. But behind closed doors, a darker reality was unfolding. Those closest to Liese began to notice troubling signs. Control, jealousy, explosive tempers, red flags that tragically would soon escalate into violence. In June 2022, anticipation filled the Dodd family home. Liese was preparing for her wedding shower, a day she had looked forward to for months. Her mother was excited, friends were shopping for gifts, and the house was buzzing with joy. But just days before the celebration, Liese stopped responding to texts. Calls went unanswered. Concern turned to dread. On June 9th, Liese's mother went to her daughter's apartment. What she found inside was every parent's worst nightmare. Liese's body was discovered in a way that shocked even veteran investigators. The brutality was staggering, and the prime suspect, the man she had loved and trusted, her fiancé, Deandrea Holloway. The crime scene was chaotic but clear. There were signs of a violent struggle. Holloway had fled. Police immediately launched a manhunt. Witnesses reported seeing him in the area, disoriented and erratic. Within days, Holloway was apprehended. The charges were grim: 2 counts of first-degree murder, dismemberment of a human body, and motor vehicle theft. The details prosecutors later revealed painted a horrifying picture. Liese had been decapitated. The brutality of the act stunned the community and left investigators struggling with the sheer savagery of the crime. Detectives pieced together Liese's final hours. Holloway, consumed by rage, had turned what should have been a moment of joy into an unspeakable act of violence. But the questions loomed. Why? What led to such a horrific act? Prosecutors argued it was a case of escalating domestic abuse, a controlling partner whose anger spiraled out of control. Friends later revealed that Liese had considered ending the relationship. She had confided that Holloway's behavior frightened her, but like so many victims, she believed things could change. Psychologists point out that domestic abusers often follow chilling patterns: charm, isolation, control, then violence. In Liese's case, all the warning signs were there, but the system failed to intervene in time. For investigators, the mystery wasn't whether Holloway had committed the crime. It was how someone so close could cross the line into such brutality. And for Liese's family, the question was even more painful. Could this have been prevented? The most heartbreaking detail: Liese was preparing for her wedding shower the week she was killed. Invitations had been sent, decorations purchased. What should have been a celebration of love became a gathering of grief. At her funeral, her mother spoke through tears. She had the best smile, the kindest heart, and she deserved so much better. The community rallied around the Dodd family. Vigils were held, candles lit, strangers left flowers and cards. Her story resonated far beyond Illinois, sparking conversations about domestic violence and the hidden dangers victims face behind closed doors. Deandrea Holloway was formally charged and now awaits trial. Prosecutors have vowed to seek justice for Liese, describing the crime as one of the most violent they had ever encountered. But justice, no matter how swift, cannot erase the pain left behind. Liese's family created a GoFundMe in her memory, directing all proceeds to domestic abuse resources and animal shelters, 2 causes close to her heart. Her death was a tragedy, but her memory has become a rallying cry, a reminder of the importance of recognizing the warning signs of abuse and the urgent need to protect those at risk. As we close this story, we remember Liese not as a victim, but as a daughter, a friend, a woman with dreams and laughter stolen too soon. Support Liese's legacy. Liese Dodd's family has set up a GoFundMe in her memory, with all proceeds going to local domestic abuse resources and animal shelters. If you found value in our work, please hit like, share, and subscribe to help us continue telling these important stories.